Okay, hey guys. There's quite a few of you have asked me if I could make a video about installing the community online tools. It's basically admin tools that allow you to spawn things into the server, like God mode, and if you go on the Steam Workshop page, which I've got up here, it gives you all the information about it and actually tells you how to install it. But these instructions, they're not it's not quite as easy as you might think, and which is why I'm going to make this video. Quite a few of you have struggled with this, so here we go. And the first thing you've got to do is just install the mod. Now I've made a couple of other videos about that, so if you don't know how to do that, you can go and have a look at the video, but I'm just going to do it very quickly now for you. So I've got my WinSCP open here with the server. This is the mouse server, and we want to install CF, because Community Online Tools needs CF, so you can subscribe to that on here. So just subscribe in the workshop page, and also with Community Online Tools. And once you've done that, it'll appear in the workshop folder. And again, if you don't know how to install mods, go and look at my other video, because it shows you exactly how to find this folder. And so copy across CF and Community Online Tools to the server that you want, and let that upload. It should be nice and quick because they're both quite small. So there we go, they're both in there. Easy peasy. Now we've got to copy the key from inside one of these folders. Copy and into the keys folder. Now these two mods, they're made by the same guy, so the key is the same, so you need to put one of them in there. So that's that. Now neither of these mods take any XML file edits, so you don't have to worry about that. That's all you've got to do there. Now you need to go to the Nitrado page if you're using Nitrado, and you've got to go to General Settings and go down to here where I've got the other mods installed. Now I'm going to put these at the beginning, so just to make sure I've got the names exactly right, I'm going to right click rename, Control C, and then Control V, and make sure you put in a semicolon as well. And do the same for the other one. Right click rename, Control C, copy the name exactly, and then pop it after that semicolon there, Control V, and pop another semicolon in. So there we go, that's in. They are both installed. Save changes. Okay, so now that we have the mod installed onto the server, we need to first of all run the server, and you need so start server up, make sure it's going. There we go, server is started. So once the server started, you can open up your DayZ game and join the server. Yeah, so as you can see, we're in the mouse. So now we've done that, what we've got to do is come out, close it down, and close the game down. Alright, we're back where we are, still the error message always appears. Alright, we're back and we can close this down. Don't need that for now. Okay, now you've closed out the game. The reason for us going into the game like that is because it may have magically created some folders for us in the config folder. Now if they're not there, you want to refresh this, so just close it and open it up again. I think it's that one. Yes, that one. So yeah, and then go into the config folder, and there we go. We've got two folders there: Community Online Tools and Permissions Framework. And then so we want to go inside the Permissions Framework, and then inside the Players folder. Now, if you were the only person to have joined your server since installing this mod, then that will be your GUID there. And if you're not the only person, say it's a popular server and you're installing this for the first time, you can find your own GUID by going back to the config folder, which we are here, and you'll have this here, or one of these. It'll be in one of these. You right click and edit, and you can see if you've named your character, you can see, or other people have named their characters, you can see what their GUID is It's the ones between the two equals there. But in this case, seeing as I've only just installed the mod and I was the only person on the server, I know that that is my GUID. So to have all the options enabled for you to use Community Online Tools, you want to go into this, so open up, and just change this here to admin. And then you want to save that and close it. And now it should be as simple as that. So if I now go into my server, so here we go, we are in, push the end key, there we go, Community Online Toys has been toggled on. So it worked, so that has made me admin and I am now in game. Okay, so what I'm just going to do now is I'm going to show you, or give you a little bit of a tutorial on how to use these tools, because it's not always that obvious. So first of all, you need to make sure that it's enabled. So if you push the end key and it says Community Online Tools has been toggled off, then obviously you want it on. So push the end key again and it'll turn on. And to bring up the menu, you push the letter Y. And it'll allow you your cursor to move around so you can select something from the right hand panel. And you've got the weather, you can change what the weather's doing, change everything here, but I'm going to leave that unknown for now. Vehicle spawner, you can spawn in whole vehicles that are full of fuel, so and it'll spawn it on your cursor, which is why it says cursor here. So if I'm looking, say, towards that boat, I spawn in an Ada 4x4 off-road hatchback, boop, there it is, right in front of me, which is handy. So let's close that. And teleport brings you up a list of places to teleport, but this is primarily generous, I believe. So if you're trying to teleport to one of these places in Namalsk, like I am, it won't work. It'll just put you at the XY coordinate that this was on the other map, which will probably be millions of miles away, so you won't want to do that if you change maps. I believe you can make your own teleport commands there. Player management. Now this is an important one. So it'll give you a list of all the players here. Currently I'm the only one in the server, so Hepsky. I'll click on my own name and it'll give me my coordinates, so my X, Y, Z coordinates. There's my GUID, look up there. It's my name, my Steam ID. It also have yeah, so you can type in the coordinates here that you want to go to. If you have a specific place in mind, like you've saved coordinates for somewhere, you can type them in here and then push teleport to coordinates and it'll take you there. If you select another player in the list, so click on another player, you can teleport them to me or to you, or you can go to them, teleport me to, which means obviously me go to them. And teleport previous just takes you to the previous location you were at. So if you go somewhere and want to go back, you just push teleport previous. Now this is player variables, so the stats that players have. I've currently got 88.3093 health. That's my blood, water, shop, food, stamina, etc, etc. Now this is more kind of admin-y bits. So God mode. If you push God mode, you'd think because it's ticked it would be on, but it's not. You have to click apply. And now I've got God mode. Same with the limited ammo, broken legs, bloody hands, etc, etc. Now freeze is an interesting one. So if there's a player that's misbehaving, you can click that and click apply and it'll freeze them in the spot. That only works whilst they're in the server. If they leave and come back, that won't work. Quick actions, you can, if you're in a vehicle and it starts breaking, you can repair it. You can spectate a certain player, so if you've got the player selected here, you can spectate them. You stop them from bleeding, heal them, so this basically gives them all their health back, and I think it heals their blood as well. Clear inventory, so if someone's collected a load of gear or stolen a load of gear, you can get rid of it all, clear the whole inventory. Yeah, so this is all about, as it says, player management. Now, object spawner. this is kind of a handy one. So the first thing I'm going to do with this, because it's something that everybody wants to know, is how do you delete stuff. So say I've just spawned this in, haven't I? I want to delete it. Go up to it, make sure you're looking at it, push delete. I'll say, do you want to, are you sure you want to get rid of that thing? Yes, there you go, it's gone. And that's how you do that. Now this has all the items in the game. Anything that you've added in that was modded will also be in this list. I don't recommend you scroll down and look at every single item. It will give you a little preview like that, but I know for a fact that certain things crash this. So if you're looking for something specific to spawn in, just type it in here. So AK. There we go, look. AK bayonet. If you want to spawn that in, look at the ground, you can push spawn on the cursor, and it'll spawn the bayonet there. If you want to spawn it on yourself, spawn it on yourself. It'll either put it at your feet, yeah, there you go. Or sometimes puts it in your inventory. So let's get rid of these. And that one over there. Yeah, so that's that. That's how you spawn in most items. Now bear in mind that items like M4s and things like that, they will come in bits. So you'll have the stock of an M4, the main bit of the M4, you'll have to spawn in all the different bits to get the whole M4. But you can do that. For things like pistols, you obviously just spawn in the pistol and the magazine, and that's fine. Magazines spawn filled. So do, I think so do gas cans, I believe. Yes, they do. They spawn filled up. Cool. Yes, that's about it for that. Obviously, you can spawn in various amounts of them as well. Like if you've got like, yeah, the quantity spawn that many. Right. So some things have, some maps have specifics. Like this one has Namalsk. You can start the events. So you've got the Aurora, blizzards, extremely cold, some snowfall, etc., etc. I know that the expansion has a whole load of other options as well. So if you've got any servers with expansion on, you might want to consider using this because it has some really useful tools in there as well, like the ability to view where vehicles are on the map and things like that. Now this map is pretty cool. It gives you a map, obviously, of what you're on at the moment, and it shows where you are. But not only does it show where you are, it shows where every other player is on the map. So if you think somebody's doing something suspicious, you can see where they are. If they're suddenly jolting around, you know that they're using some sort of teleport or speed hack, or they might just be another admin. Yeah. Another thing you can do is if you want to, if you know somewhere where there's something that you need to pick up, you can go and find where that place is. Say I want to go here and find something. You just double click here, and it'll take me there. So I'm now there. It's not just the camera that's gone there, it's the whole player. So if you hold down click whilst you've got these menus up, left click, you can look around as well, which is helpful, and you let go and the cursor comes back. Yeah, so I'm just going to go back roughly to where I was, because this will be full of zombies shortly. There we go, that'll do. Nice, yeah, so that's kind of what the map is, but that's pretty cool. Item set spawner, you can make a .json file that will spawn in a load of stuff. This is basically just simple woodworking stuff, and it spawns it in a crate, which I don't think that's the most useful thing for me. Camera tools gives you some funky effects and things you can use. ESP Tools, this is a pretty powerful bit of kit, this. So what you can do with this is the radius here means from your player. So what you can do is you can find any items that match these categories. So if you want to find other players, you tick that and click show ESP, and it'll show any players on within 200 meter radius, and it'll ping up on the map. I'll do this for an item so you can see what it looks like. So let's do it for, let's just do it for a load of things. So hopefully something will come up then. So show ESP. Let's see if anything. There we go. Look. So all these items have just appeared, and it shows you how far away they are, obviously what they are, how far away they are. Yeah, which is pretty cool. Now, if you wanted to say delete one of these items, what you could do is you could click on this little white arrow, so this CR75 here, click on the white arrow, it'll show you the coordinates of it. You can also set the position of it if you wanted, so you can move it away from them. Set its rotation. You can also delete the object, which is kind of cool. So if you can't physically look at something to delete it with the object spawner up here, you can go into ESP Tools and just delete it via this option, and that's really handy. Yeah. So that's that's how this ESP works, which is kind of handy. And you can do an auto refresh, but what that will do is it will make it lag a bit. So I just put it on, and you can see it starting to lag because it's refreshing every 1 second at the moment, and it's searching within 1,000 meters of my character. So let's just untick that to stop it going mental, and close that down as well, and turn off that menu. Okay, now you might think that's it just because the menu's gone away, but there's a few other little funky things which are actually really cool. So if you look somewhere and push the letter H, bop, you teleport there. So say for instance you see someone in the distance doing something bad. Ah, he's over by that pylon there, let's just push H. There we go, we're there straight away. It's really handy. Okay, so I'm just getting me. There we go. And I'm on my way. Something else that is kind of cool is if you push insert, it goes into spectate mode. And what this does is it pops your actual camera out of your character. And if you use S and W, you can go back forwards and backwards. If you use A and D, you can go left and right. If you use Q, you can go up. And I can't remember which one goes down. One of them. Anyway, the controls are in the settings. Yeah, so you can do this, and it actually goes really quick. So you hold down W and then Shift, you can fly really quickly. And if you use the scroll wheel, you can slow down, so you can go quite slowly. You can see you can make quite kind of cinematic effects. And you scroll up, go faster, hold Shift, you go super quick. And that there, weirdly, you're looking at yourself, it's me. All you've got to do is push insert, and you can go back to your character again. Now you can combine some of these tools, so if you push insert and get to a place you want to be, and then push Y, with the ESP tools, you can search for something, so show ESP, there we go. So this is the little stuff, you can come over here and, oh, let's go to this tent, let's go and see it, shall we? It's all the way over here. Usually it will take ages to get to you, but we can just zip there in no time. I mean, you could just use the map and get there as well, but we can see someone set up this canopy tent in the middle, which is a bit of a pain. So we could just go up to it and delete it, if we were mean, but I'm going to leave it there, because somebody's put it there for a laugh, so I'll let them have a laugh. And if I'm fed up of seeing that thing on there, you push clear ESP, and it goes away. And that is about it for this. Let's go back to my character by pushing insert. There we go. And sometimes if you try and type something in a chat, so say you want to type hello, the first button you'll push is an H. And sometimes, it's not doing it now, that's handy, maybe they fixed that. But it used to be that you push H when you're typing and you teleport, and that would be annoying. So I like to turn off the tools when I'm not using them, and to do that you push end. There we go. And funnily enough, that's about the end of the video. So if you've got any questions or anything, just give me a shout, and I'll put a link in the Discord. Sorry, I'll put a link in the description for Septic Falcon's Discord, which is usually where you can find me if you need any help. This is probably one of the more complicated mod installs, just because it takes a bit of fiddling around with the GUID, which is a bit different to most other ones. Usually it's just XML edits, which isn't too bad. But yeah, thanks for watching.